Hello and welcome to the Forge Lives Forever cast. I'll be your host, Swkoll, and today we're looking at a 4v4 NG mod on Serious Major Epic. This was sent to me by TJX Icy. He's over here. And that's a great plan. Tech 4 nukes all the way. All the way. So this is the 5v5 version of Serious Major. There's quite a substantial bit of mass in the middle, though it is being played 4v4, and on the NG mod, which is designed to eliminate the need for Tech 1 engineering spam. By doing this by a series of changes such as giving higher tier NGs more build power, and creating activator buildings. So let's speed things up and get into the action. Bottom side team, we've got Benzilla going Cybern. We have Laneless going Aeon. DJ Icy going Aeon as well. And Jackhammer 2K going as Seraphim. On top side we got Lucian going Seraphim. Chevalier going UEF. Double K Forever, who is actually not a Smurf, in theory, who's going Cybern, and we have TEA Alex going Aeon. So we see Double K Forever going quick to the middle, although he hasn't brought any RD with him. Let's just stay up there, chill out, relax. Lucian going out with an early bomber, see what this does. His plan is maybe take out this NG here. With some beautiful bomb micro, it manages to make the turn. Double bomb drop. Takes out the NG, flak being forced out. And NG will intercept that and make it go away. I see going for an early gun upgrade. And possibly the double gun. Although in theory he could just be going for the single gun, maybe Tech 2. Tech 2 PD wars are very effective on these maps. Jackhammer 2K. Coming around with a bomber. Takes out the radar. Just a bit of damage there. There's quite a bit of flak being forced out, and this shouldn't be able to get much more, except a hit right here would be very nice. 3 NGs and some power. But looks like getting 3 kills, the bomber will retreat. NGs have gone up. Meanwhile, Lucian's bombers continue to come, but enough Tech 1 air power from the bottom side team will stop them. Jack the Hammer 2K is doing a weird dance around these. Lionel is asking for energy, please, fast. He's going for a very 5.5 minute Tech 2 P-Gen. Where's his ACU? Is he going fancy upgrades? No, he's just walking forward. He's got Tech 2 with the 42 build power. Very fancy. Let's see how are things working out. In terms of engineers, players are still opting to go with the engineer spam at the Tech 1 stage. No one's really been doing any fast teching. That's the impression I get, that the this mod will definitely buff the fast teching plays. We got TGXIC coming forward. See double gun. No, he's radar gun. No one really. That's interesting. Radar isn't that often used. We'll go double screen. There's a battle going on up top. Tech 2 PD from Laneless trying to push back. We've got Mantis in support. Meanwhile, down bottom, a bit of a standoff Tech 1 versus Tech 2. Bombers coming in from Chevalier trying to clean this up, but it looks like it will be able to push by. Tech 2 PD getting quite a few kills, 11 kills between them so far. Third one goes up, they'll need to move up to the hill, on top of this hill, to get some nice shots down upon all these units and engineers. Mantis managing to run by. It looks like they'll be cleaned up. Lucian with Tech 2 point defense will be able to contain this, although he is Seraphim. And there we are, Laneless going with these Tech 2 PDs up on the hill, but there are a few Zuthies. He will be forced to retreat. Meanwhile, single Obsidian holding back the force of Tech 1. And it looks like Laneless will be the first to push through the middle. Okay, wherever others should take out a single point defense. French. I don't know what this is. Looks like activator buildings. This is the HQ, and now that they all get the upgrade, he can produce Tech 2 out of all the factories without having to NG spam on one. Pushes has been going for TA. Alex is going down quite low. Lucian telling him to get the reclaim in the mid. Try not to get run over here. The shield will go down. Spamming up Tech 1 point defense. This may be a lose situation for the bottom side team in this choke point. They have to get out of there. They both got Tech 2 gun for Hammer, and Soldier's gun and sensors for Icy. I guess sensor is good if you're going to mid with someone who has gun. Oh, cheeky Angie in there. Kill it. Although airplay is very strong airplay from Laneless, surprisingly there's a lack of air from Chevalier. It looks like they will be able to push them out of the choke point, but I doubt that will be for long. They could easily get back in there. Jack is sitting around, getting a very quick upgrade, possibly Tech 3, or maybe I'm not exactly sure what he's doing. Oh no, he didn't actually have gun yet. Now he's gun moving forward. But Chevalier is pushing forward to get clear out the reclaim. Emergency Tech 2 point defense going up. Let's see the mass numbers. 11 reclaimed versus 1800 reclaimed. So slight advantage for Laneless. He seems like he's got most of the mass there. And the bottom side team will look to push through the bottom side choke point now. They have the gunned ACUs, and this is all Tech 1 to be eaten. If a sufficient amount of Tech 2 point defense can get up, they will be forced back. This is a critical reclaim field. It depends on whatever team can get it. Tech 2 point defense are attempting to be constructed in this position. Stealth mobile missile launcher pushing back and through the top. Overcharge is going off on the Tech 2 point defense. They finally get it cleared down. Looks like Double K Forever will try to overcharge the point defense here. DEA Onyx going down quite low. Down below 4K. Jack the Hammer going much lower though. He needs to get out of there. Getting blocked by his own units. Manages to dodge a shot. Looks like he will be safe temporarily. DEA Onyx goes down below 3K. And just everyone going down here. These shields need to move forward to protect the ACUs. Looks like they will. The push continues to go forward, and gunship defense through the middle will go on. Still trying to hold the line. There's quite a few obsidians here, and the Tech 1 spam just running out of inertia. Gunships from Laneless coming in. Will they be able to snipe Double K forever? There's no Tech 2 flak here. He will go down. Oh yeah, he's quite dead. So this will force an air fight, and most of the topside's air force gets destroyed by that nuke. A nice air bomb, and Laneless' air force gets out alive. So huge advantage to the bottom side now that all those inties died in the explosion, as well as Alex. Actually, Double K forever. Alex Alex is alive. He knows what's up. And Lucian already prepped a transport. And he'll get that reclaim right away. You know, Zilla not really making an effort to hold down this location. But TAC missile launchers going up, and a simultaneous push through the middle. Lanolus standing in there. There are obsidians and Tech 2 point defenses. Attempts to Tech 1 bomber snipe Lanolus. Bombers miss. 4 kills so far. Looks like they're trying to snipe Tech 2 mass extractors. Being somewhat successful. There are Nothas on the field. Possibly looking to snipe Chevalier, but he does have Tech 2 flak. No, he doesn't. Just Tech 1 stationary and Tech 1 mobile. Random missiles flying off on the side. But Tech 3 from Lucian, looking to push this middle. Benzilla opting just to stay back, tech a bit. He hasn't really been building much. Other than these TAC missiles. And now there's a significant amount of TMD in this location. And along here. Tech 3 RD shots should clear that out eventually. And through the bottom choke point, eject the hammer 2K, and Icy will push forward. Continue Tech 1 spam. Walls of Tech 1 point defense being constructed at this point. That will certainly slow them down. But the topside team has definitely recovered from losing double 4K. And the base has been given over to Lucian for the most part. Alex stealing a single mechs, and some of the reclaim. Mercy's being readied from Alex, wanting to snipe Icy and Hammer, but they're at full health with Tech 2 flak and air cover. So this Mercy snipe would not be effective against these players. But over here, Lanolus sitting out. He doesn't have that much flak, but he does have a lot of gunships. Looks like they'll be going forward. Plan is to go directly into the base, kill build capacity most likely. Chevalier being told to get out of there. The plan is to go directly after the mass. This almost complete detective power would be a nice target as well. But gunships being unmolested all the way through Chevalier's base. Topside team really needs to do something about this. Another target would be the activator factory. Just because of the way this energy mod works, I believe. More gunships being brought in from Renzilla to go after Lucian's. Oh, that's it. Upgrading Tech 2 mass extractor. That's a huge waste. Lucian loses loads and loads of mass there. And gunships will now go after the power. These gunships racking up the kills, still alive. So much flak being forced out by Chevalier. He has not managed to control this air. Looks like now he just might. Gunships coming in. Looks like the target is Alex's ACU. He does not have enough flak. Why is there no Tech 2 flak? Oh, there's a stationary flak. Will that be enough? It might be. Missiles missing. Alex overcharging the TMDs. This is crazy. Overcharging the TMDs so his mole missile launchers can finish off Alex. Alex needs to dodge those. The gunship start has been gotten rid of. Well, Tech 3 pushing through the top. Alex managing to retreat with his life a second time. He's saying he's dead, and I wouldn't. It's pretty much true. 2K cleaning up this area. Definite amount of mass. Tech 1 PD wall going to work. Doing minimal amounts of damage. Managed to get one obsidian kill. It paid itself back. Mole missile launcher almost dead, firing off the remainder of its missiles. They are Cybern, so they're not doing the full amount of damage, because the TMD is intercepting them and they are splitting. TGXIC sitting nice and high up top. He is shielded. Got the 29,000 health of shield, plus he's got Laneless's force in support, along with his own mole missile launcher and AA. Top of that team really needs to do something about their air control. Chevalier didn't really go heavily into the air, but rather tried to fight through the middle. Doesn't seem to be working out for them. Meanwhile, Jack the Hammer 2K is getting stationary Tech 2 Arty, shooting down on the power. This is Theolix's main asset that he has still remaining. Telling Lucian to use his base. He is floating quite a bit of power to his allies, considering he can't produce Tech 3 air, which is the transition he was trying to go through, but managed to fail that. The Lucian, he's one player that's still having a good time. He's pushing forward. He's got 4 Autumns, 5 whatever Suffies. I don't know, stuffs. And multiple mole missile launchers. Flameless will divert his force to taking these out, and there is a sufficient amount of tech to flank here that these gunships should not be effective. Managed to get two of them for the price of all those. I see sitting around, taking out this base slowly. Laneless calling for more energy. He is doing what? What's he doing? Getting more tech to power. Producing strap bombers. Laneless trying to end this game with strap bombers. The obvious target would be Alex, who is very vulnerable. Almost has no base at all. Although this power needs to be taken out. It's only got a single shield and practically no units defending it. These forces could probably run through and take it out. The topside team has definitely been backed into a survival situation where there's not much they can do. Tech 1 drop. Benji's ready by Laneless. Perhaps ready to rush in and get mass in the event of a snipe. Although Lucian going for a drop here, Benji drop to this mass field. There is a sufficient amount of mass here. There are Tech 3 tank wrecks, as well as quite a few gunships. Now, welcome to the Tech 3 Arty Wars, where no one can hit each other, and it just looks dumb. And an Optum drop. What? Tech 3 HQ wanted to get sniped. Saying he's level 5 veteran with Omni. He'll be just Tech 1 air right outside of Alex's base. I know very minimal amounts of French. You can kind of tell what's going on. Not really. Alex somehow managing to still be alive. And somehow he's spamming up Tech 2 point defense. His power has been cleaned up, and he's living off Raz and a Tech 1 P-Gen, as well as whatever his teammates can spare him. Strap Bomber is out. The plan will be to take out the Authams, and not get killed by Tech 1 interceptors. That's always nice. TGXIC moving forward. Faster Obsidian Force moving forward. This may be the end for Alex. He's got no power, he's got no shield. Maybe he's looking to calm bomb this force, or at least get into a situation where they can shoot at it. Not favorable. Things definitely looking bad for the topside team. Icy continues to be Rambo, or trying to be Rambo. You're not Rambo. Josen's Rambo. You can be Rambo number 2. Also Root. Either way, Luson trying to clean things up with his ACU. Overcharge hitting Chevalier's building. Good job, Lucian. Get those team kills. And the chicken going out from Lucian. It's one thing that might be able to save him. Alex still surviving. Kiting the Tech 1. Taking out with guns. Letting the Tech 2. Lucian just having a good time. This chicken is about a third of the way there. Lugardi is delaying movements towards his base. Alex being Alex. I guess he's just so unimportant that Jack the Hammer and Icy just don't care. They're just gonna walk right by him and into Chevalier's base. Chevalier has an unupgraded comm. Not looking good for him. Chicken trying to get up. Autumn's killing off Chevalier's stuff, though he'll be dead soon anyway. The chicken has been constructed in not the best position ever. Artie just continually firing down on his base. And there goes Chevalier. Zilla chilling out. Tech 3 Artie shots continue to fire down on Icy and his forces, which are now dwindling. The chicken is 70% complete, but Lucian is being outmatched. Icy with a superior comm. Lucian also running from Tech 3. The chicken has almost no build capacity on it. Terrible news for him. Alex still alive, doing the dance, somewhat successfully. It'll be the greatest if Alex is the last one alive, but it is not. He goes down. The chicken has been pretty much stopped construction, and there is a GC moving across the map. I think it's fairly clear who's won this. Attempts to snipe Lucian, occurring with mild success. Icy's still at next to full health. The GC comes in, and GG. GG. Bottom side team managed to win that with no casualties. No casualties. It's a good game all around. I'd like to thank TGX IC for sending me this again. It was a good game. A bit one-sided, but thought there was some good back and forth down the sides and through the middle. Although it was really that comm bomb with Double K Forever taking out all of the top side's Tech 1 interceptors that really swung the game in the bottom side's favor, along with the fact that he died and lost all his power. So I hope you enjoyed this cast, and good night. Hello and welcome to the WWPC Finals. Here are our 2 players. We got Northbill in the bottom, going as the Pink Sabrin, and T-Ease's Axony, Bikium in the top right corner. TA told me to cast this, and it's been a while since I casted a Worldwide People's Championship, so I thought I'd go into it. And are they building? Oh yeah, they're building. Never mind. As things are going on. So this is the U1200 for the Worldwide People's Championship. It's a very nice tournament TA and Napalm organize every week. It's open to everyone under 1,200 global ladder rating points, or just global rating points. And there are other divisions for any other amount of points. But this is the lowest tier. As we can see, the players are not the best, but I hope I can provide some decent advice. I'm gonna call you Pick and Norp, because that's easy to say. So Pick going up with single Celine, which he will send down to the bottom choke point. He's also preparing a raiding group of 2 tanks and a Celine. One thing players tend to like to do is rally their factories down here. It's always nice. And Pikmin going with 1 P-Gen, and that will be 3rd Air. Northpool going with all land, getting 2 P-Gens with the SU, I believe. No, not necessarily. But either way, early raiding coming out. Another Celine. Moving to... It's sort of going beside the raiding party. Although this is a bit of a mistake here. You don't always want your Celines in this position. You either want to hide them on the mass extractor, or just send them as a light assault bot. In this case, sending them on that mass extractor wouldn't be a bad idea. Looks like Northpole will raid through the top and take out this engineer. Pikmin leaving his raiding groups in the base, not something you really want to be doing. And I think we'll be hit live. Not sure yet. I am live casting this, because why not? Checking the live replay. Thing is, does Pikmin see? Yeah, he'll see it. Will he decide to shoot at it? That's the question. Pikmin sitting around getting mass extractors with the ACU. This early raid will be quite devastating for Pikmin if it continues to move forward. Taking on the mass extractor, 2 tanks moving to intercept. Looks like medium tanks at the bottom will not actually be killed, but the Celine will take out the NG down here and proceed to try to kill a mass extractor. Minimal success. Tanks deciding not to attack the Mantis and will lose a mass extractor. So, early bomber coming out of the air factory. Does he have enough power? He does, but only because he's mass stalling. No mass reclaimed. You got some nice mass here. Reclaim, please. And a nice hit of reclaim for Northpole. He's up to 500, and the ACU in the reclaiming position. Something you can do is just park your ACU to patrol along here and have him reclaim. Early bomber coming out. While the Northpole managing to grab map control, he secured the bottom choke point and the top. Bomber comes out, no kills. This might be a nice target. Let's see. Does it drop a bomb? No bomb. Got a nice noise machine going on. Accomplishing all of nothing. Although Pick is being raided quite hard, bomber comes up, tries to do some damage. I think that was a hit. Anti-air getting low in health, so they should be able to intercept. Pikmin planning a huge power spam all the way down to here. Interesting location. Typically players like to power spam up here or up on this hill, but each to his own. Northpole will wall off this area, which is notoriously difficult to actually get a successful wall off on. But it's always a good idea to attempt to wall it off when you've secured it. Bomber sitting around, Scout sitting around, and Inti sitting around, not doing too much. But Northpole deciding, you know what, I'm going to move forward. I'm going to take this mass extractor. I don't care what you think, Pick. I'm just going to take it and no, I'm just going to shoot at you. And walk home. Now Pikmin trying to do some raiding of his own. These tanks need to move forward, take out this mass extractor. Quite a bit of flak forced out from Northpole. And he has to take two Mass Extractor. While the places to take two Mass Extractor, it's probably the best one. Is he power stalling? He's power stalling. Don't power stall. None of Theta and Pikmin's mass stalling. So, can't tell which eco is worse. Got one of them power stalling and the other mass stalling. Is he going for any Mass Extractor upgrades? Doesn't look like it. He just went with the one to get the efficiency on these. And if you're gonna go with one upgrade, I guess it's kind of worth it. Typically players will build around the Hydro, because or just not tech Mass Extractors, but North Pole managing to force out a lot of Manti. A few Bombers from Pikmin will try to do slight amounts of damage to them. But the AA and Artie will move forward. Got a nice scout going up from Pikmin, and he'll see that he is vastly outnumbered. It's very, very vastly outnumbered. Where's his mouse been going? Has he been teching? No, he's one NG on. He's only got 3-4 land factories. A nice raid in the back. He'll want to take out this tower, though, and though the opportunity has passed, and he's missed his opportunity. But it looks like North Pole has won, just with superior macro and being able to build a sufficient amount of Manti. Bombers haven't really been able to do much. With no stationary AA, I'd like to see him at least try to triple bomb that. But either way, this is a game about learning from your mistakes and figuring out what you should be doing next. Has he started reclaiming at 23 mass? I think between the two, that's his biggest mistake. North Pole is an extra 1,000 mass, and 1,000 mass is roughly what? 5 Manti per 100 mass, 1,200 mass, 60 Manti, which is about accurate. North Pole has used Reclaim to get about 60 more Manti. He's cleaned up most of this. Good on him. It's only a matter of time before Pikmin calls it GG. And wait, is it a desync thing? Aw, crap. I wasn't actually cut up. No, oh, there we go. It's working. Don't know what I did, but it worked. So I won't have to redo this cast. Yes! Although at this point, North Pole could probably kill Pikmin in the situation. Just with massive amounts of map control. ACU sort of out of position, but not really necessary. His ACU is falling. There's the GG. And that would be game 1. Stay tuned for game 2 of Worldwide People's Championship under 1200. Peace out. Hello and welcome to game 2 WWPC U1200 finals. We got North Pole spawning in the top position and TEA Pick spawning in the bottom. It is open palms. And hopefully we'll see a slightly better game here. Not just a complete stomp by North Pole. This is an interesting choice of map considering... Oh, FAF is messaging me. I wonder who it is. But I think I'll go ahead and cast this anyway. You know, if I go and cast... If I go and look, it'll just be someone quitting. Which is always annoying. Fairly run-of-the-mill build orders here. Seeing an early Celine from Pikmin. It's not Pikmin. Pick UNN. Oh well. We're still going with lots of P-gens. Actually, 6 P-gens second air. So skipping out on a single P-gen. It should be fine. Pick going to the Hydro, getting second air. Third air. Another third air build at the Hydro. Interesting. A bit of production is planned down at these 2 mass extractors. Looks like that will get started quite shortly. And big plans ahead for this engineer. Got a lot of work to do. 10 minutes before he finishes this wall. Fancy. Either way, Celine coming out to Northpole's lower expansion. And Northpole is working on the Hydro, although albeit slowly. Looks like he'll be getting second air. What's he getting out of that? Scout transport, 5 inties and a gesture. What is that? It's a fancy build. So definitely going for some early drops. I'm not sure where. If you're going for transport that early, you could probably effectively drop the back. That'd be quite the creative play. Northpole will be raiding his expansion to see if there's anything there, and will he find Celine? Did he remember to put it? Oh, I can't see. I forgot. May not see it. Now the transport's coming out. I'm hoping he tries to drop in the back. And nope, the Celine is quite hidden. Good job, Celine. But this one wasn't so lucky. Gets cleaned up by 2 Manti, 2 tanks coming in. Northpole's trying to micro the Mantis a bit. Somewhat successful. Actually, very successful. Surprisingly successful. He's getting the dodges just right on this tank. He wins it without losing a Manti. Hands off to him for winning that. Did not expect it, but he managed to pull it off anyway. Transport getting... It's not being loaded. He's actually managed to complete an interceptor in the time it takes the transport to do anything. Plans to load 3 NGs into the transport. Where will they drop? Nobody knows. Unless you're someone who watched the live replay, then you do, in fact, know. But that isn't obvious at all. It looks like he will be dropping into his expansion and onto the ledge. 3 NGs. Alright. I guess that works. Albeit barely. Though the Celine here should be able to clean up the NG quite effectively. Oh wait, a bomber. Gets shut down. No kills. Pikmin getting an early mass boost. He's got 300 reclaim versus Northpole's also 300 reclaim, so the players are much more even in the reclaim now. Northpole going very heavily into the power. He's wasting most of that. 2/3 of his power is wasted. And Pikmin, he's got a good power balance. Just needs more mass. What's he spending so much mass on? Is he trying to tech mass extractors? Possibly. Celine does manage to kill the NG before it finishes its first mass ejector. All its crew are waiting for it to almost build the mass ejector and then take it out. He isn't playing nice today. But then, when should he? Bombers seem to be getting picked up quite nicely. Although one bomb does go off. P-gens are dangerously low. Not that killing them would actually mean anything, because he's wasting most of that power. He's still plus 200 on the wasting. It's almost as if he knows this Celine is here. The Celine is probably the most scared Celine in the world. It's completely surrounded and they don't even know he's there. And he will get taken out. Shots end up hitting the mechs and more reinforcements will clean this up. both players very slow to grab their expansions. Although North Pole definitely grabbing that early air. He has 4 inties versus 2. Looking at factory counts, we have 10 for Pikmin, and only 6 for North Pole. That's very low. He's got his ACU assisting a factory. Alright. Is he microing his ACU to assist all these buildings separately? Alright, cool. Looks like his ACU will finally be sent out to do some actual work. Offensively. And Micro will not save him here. He still cannot secure this expansion. Pikmin going ahead and securing his expansions a lot faster than North Pole can, although North Pole has dropped the ledges, so he'll be getting a slightly increased income from those. Also, Pikmin has been slow to grab the back mixes. I'd like to see North Pole do some offensive drops, but who knows what he'll be up to doing. Can Mantis win? No, Cynic still will not win. Oh, North Pole coming in. Huge Mantis run by. This expansion is pretty much lost. All the mixes go down in a matter of seconds. And they will push out into the base or behind. Looks like they'll be going to run behind the base. They should be able to do that quite easily. Gesture out from North Pole, playing defense against the small run-by on the top. So as North Pole is pushed through the bottom, he has lost his top position. He'll eventually clean it up due to this gesture, but the DPS on that isn't high enough to clean up so many units that quickly. The factory will probably be lost. And it goes down. A2 is actually coming in to intercept the gesture. And production has been started by North Pole on the other side of the wall he's going to construct. Interesting. So T looking to get a comeback here, after having lost the first game. He's managed to take out this expansion, as you can see by the tab. About 10 more mass per second. That's reclaim. No, not actually. I don't know what it was, but he is power stalling massively. What's he up to? He's going for a comm upgrade. I'm not sure what else that would take up so much power. Either way, North Pole is managing to maintain that air control. And he's decided to turn these units around. Instead of attacking the back expansion, he will attempt to run them by in here. What would be great for him is running them into the main base. There is Tech 2 land now out for Pikmin. Building Ultravuz, which is really your only valid option as Seraphim. Although T raiding the back of North Pole should be very good. And North Pole's ACU might actually be useful in this situation. North Pole saying I didn't produce tanks at all. No, you didn't. You don't have many factories. You have much mass, but you can power stall it all away. And he has Tech 2 on the ACU now. The left expansion is pretty much lost. North Pole still working at double mass. Although, most of this probably reclaim. He may attempt to hold this off with some Tech 2 point defenses, but those won't last forever. And attempts to run by have been cleaned up quite effectively. The only thing North Pole really is going from is the 6 mass extractors up on the ledges. And the fact that you managed to raid this expansion away. So because of that, North Pole, along with this Tech 2 mass extractor, have managed to still have greater mass income. 600 mass versus 600 mass, so reclaim is about even. They're pretty big reclaim fields and now being deposited around North Pole's base, and he is getting a Tech 2 power. Not exactly sure why he's getting a Tech 2 power, but he's deciding Tech 2 power is the way to go. It's a very turtly, eco-style heavy build going on. See if that works out for him. Charlotte is in danger of being taken out by those units, though, and this army is nowhere near large enough to take out this. The Tech 2 power does go up. He's going for a second Tech 2 power. The only thing I can imagine is he's trying to go into some sort of Tech 3 air transition with no mass. He's actually now behind on mass, and he's spending a third of that, actually more than half of that, on a Tech 2 power, and trying to upgrade a Tech 2 factory. Tech 1 factory to Tech 2. With the ACU and Jester in defense, there's not much left for North Pole. This force alone can easily run by into his base. His last army is destroyed. I expect GG anytime now. His ACU will eventually be taken out. A couple arty shots on the Tech 2 power will cause a lot of damage to North Pole's ACU. Oh, that's not nice. You didn't build any tags. You said to build a mass extractor and no tags. Pikmin deciding Tech 1 point defense wall. I don't know why, that's a very big waste of mass, but either way. Now it's up to T. He's managed to recover from this. Recover from his first game, going on to win the second game. It feels like in situations like this I should have Guile's thing appear from StarCraft, where he has the tallies of who's won which game, because I have a feeling I'm going to mess it up. So big concave forming around Pikmin, completely contained at this point. It's the only thing keeping this game from ending is T deciding not to rush in. North Pole has been allowed to construct a Tech 2 point defense. A single Tech 2 point defense. And he's now building hoplites. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. I think I know who's won this game. Oh. And the forces come in. Let's view this cinematically from inside the base. Right, live replays, why do you fail me so? Is this what I did last time? I don't know what I'm doing. Either way, if this doesn't pick up about 30 seconds, I'm just gonna call this a win for North Pole. I mean, for T slash Pikmin. He's clearly won. There's nothing left for North Pole to defend against, so the series goes 1-1, and we'll move on to our third game. Yeah, pretty much. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for Game 3. Hello, and welcome to Worldwide People's Championship U1200 Game 3, North Pole versus T Pikmin. The map is the Bermuda Locket, and this is quite the big map. As you can see, it is a lot of water and 8 starting positions, loads and loads of mexes. And let's let this game get underway. The series is currently tied up 1-1, and Pikmin will be moving out, going very heavily into power. There is a lot of reclaim on this mess, as you can see around the hills and everywhere, all the places. So the winner of this map will be either who can expand first or fastest, and if and pretty much who can blah 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 blah, who can get the most mass or who can expand the most. Otherwise, it will just fall to whoever wins air or navy inside the map. Interesting thing about this map is there are two oceans. There's the internal ocean, and there's the surrounding ocean, both of which have areas which you can build naval factories. People typically like to build them in here because then you have good shots at shooting at their starting locations. But it's really either way. We're still scouting out, looking for extremely early drops. Actually, he's just gonna scout around here, make sure no drops happen, and he will start on his expansion. So how's your day been? Been doing good? Talking to a microphone about World Live People's Championship. I don't know. Interceptor coming out from North Pole. What's he gonna be doing next? He's gonna come out with a transport. Transport already out for Pikmin. Looks like he'll be loading 3 engines on it. No. Maybe he'll go for the full capacity. And North Pole will defend this area with an interceptor. I've been trying to scout out to see if he's been dropped on. The scouting on this game has been quite good so far. North Pole's still loading up his transport. He's coming out with the second transport as well, and Pikmin will drop his first expansion and across to his other expansion. A little bit of land spam planned along this area over here. And ACU, what's this ACU doing? Not much. Pikmin building a lot of power, floating a lot of power. He doesn't need that much power. And plans for the Navy from Pikmin. We'll be getting in there minute 6-ish. No plans for Navy from North Pole. But he will construct a lot of power and a second air factory. Gesture coming out, looking to maybe attack this engineer right here. Be a nice target. Successful drops. Going down. Although North Pole deciding to drop this location, he's got 1 engineer versus 3 engineers coming in. Where will drop? We'll drop a little bit south of North Pole's engineer. Has not started constructing anything, so we could see a bit of an NG war. Gesture misses. Looks like it'll come around. Second transport from North Pole will drop these 2 locations. This NG isn't going to build all that. It's just kind of silly. Either way, looks like Gesture will come in to harass the back of Pikmin's base, but interceptors will eventually clean that up. No, well, they weren't given an attack order. Just sort of float around. There's a bit of mobile flak, which is fairly useless at actually being good flak. And Tech 2 on the ACU for Pikmin. He'll be getting out the Tech 2 stationary flak, and looks like he's going both into the rear navy and the front navy at the same time. No plans for navy from North Pole yet. Interesting. Pikmin going with first point defense. Looks like he cleaned that up quite nicely. And first naval factory is up a minute 6:40. Celine's dancing about. So it'll be interesting to see how this map goes. It'll probably devolve into quite the naval battle if that's how Pikmin's playing it. Interesting to see what this decides to do. He'll be going for quick submarine, hoping to deny Navy for Northville. And lots of transports, perhaps planning to ferry where this ferry bee can go. He's trying to ferry an army over here rather than building the spam here. He'll build it in his base and ferry it across. Fair enough. These factories just starting to construct units, but very little going on in that corner of the map. Let's look at the players. Massively power stalling. If there's one thing T can work on, it is his power balance. He's completely been messing it up, either with wasting too much or power stalling massively, but either way, can't really blame him. This is U1200, and anything can happen. So we're looking at 1800 reclaim for Northville, and Pikmin going at 2700. So big advantage reclaim for Pikmin, and looks like he will win this early skirmish. Although the tanks are being quite dumb, running up into mountains where they can't shoot for their life. And the reinforcements have arrived from Northville, bringing in 12 Manti. We'll see what he can do with those. And we're seeing a Tech 2 naval transition from Northville. Perhaps he's looking for a snipe, or just the engineering tech. Let's see, will he tell us the plans? The plans are Corsairs? I guess Corsairs. And moving them across the map would be quite effective if you could manage it. Looks like Northville will win this bottom expansion. Not all these factories are working. This one's actually going Tech 2. Interesting. Over on the left, though, Pikmin has one out. This factory is soon to go down. If Pikmin can push through, that'll give him a serious map control advantage, as will Northville pushing up through the right side. So things are starting to pick up for this game, as the two players moving forward. More Wonderful's trying to go up, but Northville will not have it. But Tech 1 Jester is being brought in. There's not much stationary AA. There's no stationary AA. These interceptors will need to do something, or all this force will just melt away. Single sub floating around. The real purpose of the Tech 1 sub, though, is to counter Tech 1 frigates and to deny early naval production. Transports continue to ferry units across. The Tech 2 factory is up, but it will not be able to produce Ultras because of the artillery shots. Although it may be able to get a single one up. That probably won't be enough against all of these Manti. Unless Mike read correctly, which isn't always that likely. Both players are bringing their air into this battle. Numbers appear to be favoring Northville. And both players... No? Yes? Looks like we'll have the air fight. After all, Northville on a big patrol order will have his interceptors more spread out. Pikmin just might be able to clean this up. And Jester's taking a bit of fire. This expansion has been taken out. Elsheva is up, but it was not microed correctly, and it will get maybe 5 kills if it's lucky. Nope, just 4. Not really paying itself back. Just getting outspammed on the side. Another bank of spam factories are now up. There's a very small amount of units here, but a Tech 1 point defense may delay it long enough for a decently sized army to get built up, to at least somewhat delay them. What Tech 1 really needs is a Tech 2 naval transition. Get cruisers, and win Navy, win air, and just take out all of these massive tractors vulnerable to cruiser tactical missiles. Alright, park a destroyer here and take out this force. Do what you want. Although Northpole has been scouting, he's undoubtedly seen the Navy. What's going on? He saw the back Navy, but not the front. He is power stalling quite heavily. Pickman definitely leading in the power production. He's using just about enough. Actually, a very nice eco here. Using the mass just as it's reclaimed, he's got 3k reclaimed versus almost 5k reclaimed and power stalling massively. So it looks like he'll be able to push through here. Most these forces will need to retreat to join this larger force. Although Northpole forcing his units through a choke point will give them at least somewhat of an advantage. I don't know what's going on. It's like weird lag. Drop coming across the map for Northpole. It's opting to land where? If this doesn't clean up in a minute, I'll just restart. Not exactly sure why this is happening. Perhaps it isn't like I have Zoc stream running in the background, and this is just a bandwidth thing. This is the most spotted drop ever, but yet it will not be cleaned up because there's no stationary anti-air in the force. Or, I mean, stationary anti-air in the force. I mean, mobile anti-air in the force. And the Manta will continue to push forward. Someone's talking to me. Hello, someone. I'm going to ignore you because I'm casting. No hurt feelings. Seraphim Cruiser anti-air, the most useful unit in the world, or weapon in the world. Who's managing to hit? Somebody can say for all anti-air. The drops continue to come in, being less and less effective. Lots of Corsairs being readied. And Tech 2 power coming up from Northpole. Although T has stopped building his Tech 2 power, so I guess he does not want the Tech 3 air transition. Interesting. He's definitely leading quite heavily on the mass front. Even when he's not reclaiming, it's at least another plus 30 mass. And all these units will run in one at a time. All these Corsairs will not have it. Nobody did beat up the Rock. What's wrong with you? Rockists. I don't know, but now imagine this was a cruiser. This is all dead. This is this big ring of death and destruction, and everyone's happy except Northpole. But alas, it will not be. It'll just be a Tech 1 Navy, which is not very effective. The Corsairs probably could take out this frigate if they ever got mildly annoyed. The frigate will manage to get some shots off against the Arty. I think fast Tech 1 Navy was definitely a correct choice. Tech 2 Navy finally coming out. Lots of Tech 1 point defense being readied. How much Arty? There's a decent amount of Arty. Cyber forces typically have a lot less Arty than regular forces. Typically because the Mantis is just so good, and their Arties are only good because of their splash. Not much in general. Interesting plate he's got going here. You don't actually need this extra layer of walls, but I think that's because the template is split across. Like to see some energies assisting that Tech 2 Naval Factory, and a huge push coming around. These units need to keep moving. Keep moving down the field, and there is some flak coming in, and torpedo bombers will clean up these submarines. But T has to worry about this massive Tech 1 force coming in. He's blending huge walls of Tech 1 point defense. I'm really sure that's necessary, and that's quite wasteful. But he's still got the mass, and his Tech 2 gunned ACU will move forward. Actually, I don't think that's gunned. Let me check. You do not have any guns. No guns for you. So, it's possibility that it can hold it off. Maybe Tech 2 point defense. Yeah, the plan is Tech 2 point defense to defend that force. This is like the third or fourth defense he's tried. Meanwhile, Tech 1 and Tech 2 run in, and they should be able to take out this position. It's almost a mirror matchup. Corsairs running around. They've certainly got quite a few kills. This force definitely needs Tech 2 flak. Tech 2 flak badly. Or at least air control. Where's the cruiser? It's 3% done. Let's pick a mass stalling. Yep, pretty bad. Doesn't help that he's putting so much ego into Tech 1 point defenses that don't actually do much. Yep. Least effective PD wall. Either way. These units stopped? No, they're just kind of stuck on the train. I really like the sky texture on this map. Let's look at it. It's like a nice sunset. Quite a lot of Tech 2 bombers, but Tech 2 point defense has been completed, though it is by itself, and the ACU probably should be able to hold off against this. Tech 2 point defense does go down. Corsairs coming out. T might just get sniped here. There is a stationary Tech 2 flak, which is really his only asset. Northspell, he's got a lot of power. Is he transitioning into Tech 2? Or Tech 3 air? Now it looks like he'll be going for homing line right about here. Looks like he should be able to do that with sufficient amount of Corsairs and point defenses. RD is being sent off to harass the side of the map. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. And using this build capacity down here to send to defend, that should be successful, and that will leave quite a bit of reclaim for T if he decides to recover it. Not sure he will. Of course, they're flying around, getting hit with splash. Splash damage has might have been targeted. Does not look like it. Just general damage being done. I think he could have killed Pikmin right here if he had just targeted his ACU and ignored everything else. But alas, it's not happening, and the game will go on. Now the biggest threat to Northville is this force, and will it be able to reach through? There are 3 Tech 2 point defenses and 2 Tech 1 point defenses, and Northville's ACU. They're managing to get in behind enemy lines. Not too much damage being done to the power. Tech 2 point fences should be able to hold this off quite nicely. So after 2 failed attacks by each player, we're now left in a situation where no one really owns much of anything. Actually, it looks like they're trying to go after the ACU now, but in much too small numbers. You probably need about 10. 10-ish could break this. And 3 brought the shield down to a third health. But he is going for Tech 3 on 3 Tech 2 P-Gens and 2k power. And which he can do because he's mass stalling. There's so much mass on this map. Reclaim! Reclaim! I dare you. So much mass everywhere. Looking at reclaim numbers, 16k versus 8k, so twice the reclaim for Pikmin. And his cruiser's about halfway done, 20 minutes in. This game's quite slow. Regret not waiting to cast this later. I'm surprised if you're still here. Perhaps you have nothing better to do than listen to a very slow-paced average Joey tournament. Or you're perhaps trying to learn something from this. Which I don't understand why you're doing that, but alright. Fair enough. Forces are being diverted. Try to push back this area down here. Actual mostly divided evenly, but picking a few more mass extractors. He's got better coverage. Over here, there are still mass extractors missing for Northspell along the right side of the map. Looks like T will be able to secure this quite effectively, especially with the Tech 2 in with those units. Tech 2 torpedo bombers trying to take out naval factories will be mildly successful. Banks of Tech 2 flak, and now T looking to get that Tech 3 power, or that Tech 3 air. And Corsairs and Strat Bombers are the plan. Swkoll should be lacking power. Yes, he's power stalling massively and mass stalling. His ego is not in a good place. But he will force out those Strat Bombers eventually if he tries hard enough. And those Strat Bombers just might be enough to attack Pikmin and snipe him from under his shield. Can't be certain of that. I reckon it'd take 3 or 4 Strat Bombers to kill him in this situation. Really depends on how much more, if he builds any more shields or anything like that. He's built a single Strat Bomber, and he will immediately show it to Pikmin and say, here it is, here's my Strat Bomber, I'm going to use it to kill your arty. Perhaps betting his Strat Bomber is his strategy, or he just wants these units dead. Either way. Second Strat Bomber has been produced. Meanwhile, Pikmin sitting around, not really ecoing much. These players have very few Tech 2 mass extractors. T is sitting on two Tech 2 mass extractors. Gorspell sitting on 4 Tech 2 mass extractors. So in reality, very little mass and teching done from these players. Though there is quite a lot of spam on the map, there's still lots of reclaim. T doing a fairly good job of getting that reclaim back. He's got a small few Avengies on it. Though I'd like to see him possibly drop here and get that reclaim. Northspell a bit slower to get his reclaim. He still has reclaim in the base, which by minute 23 is a bit unexcusable. Oh no, it was a destroyer. He built a destroyer. Why did you build a destroyer? There are walls on this map that prevent destroyer fire. He needed a cruiser. No. Is that a destroyer too? Forgive me, I do not know my Seraphim Navy. What is he? Why can't I just see the order? Is it assisting something? I don't know. It's weird. I think he's building the cruiser. I hope he's building the cruiser. Though he has 3 Strat Bombers and 2 Corsairs. They will be scouted. And Tech 2, Tech 1 has finally pushed itself down into this area of the map. Tech 1 land factory is being self-destructed, presumably for the math. Gorspell, you just need power. You just at least a Tech 2 more Tech 2 powers or a Tech 3 power. That's a nice veterancy on your Strat Bomber there. That means taking the long walk around the mountain, around the locket, to get to the other side. More flak being constructed by Pikmin. You do not need this much Tech 2 flak. There are really no good situations where you need this much Tech 2 flak, especially now that Tech 3 Sams now have splash damage. You can just use that. Though it looks like he'll finally get his 4th Tech 2 power at around, what is the game saying? Minute 27. Players being very slow, very methodical. And after building 4 strap armors, he has stomp production. At this point, he could snipe Norse build if he wanted to, I do believe. At what point will he give these strap armors the order to go do so? That's the question. He's going Tech 3 land. A few bricks should be able to defend against this quite easily. Superior Tech 2 should be able to melt these Manti away without taking too much damage themselves. These are veteran Ultras, so they're more difficult to kill. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. He's working on a 5th strap armor very slowly. He's managing to not power stall at this point. Yeah, he's not power stalling, he's mass stalling instead. Switching things up, I like it. Keeping it creative in which way his eco was not working properly. Either way, Hickman finally has... Wait a second. Okay. So that's a lot of Tech 1 flax. It's a lot of Tech 1 flax. Perhaps this man just hates Tech 3 Sams. Alright. You don't like Tech 3 Sams? Alright, good for you. Oh. The 5th strat is almost done. Good for it. Oh my gosh. Apologies. He's teched up his Tech 2 factory in the back. Oh, he built another destroyer. Stop it. Build a cruiser, please. Please build the cruiser. See, it's the only thing that's actually useful to you. And somehow, you managed to position an engineer over here. And those are Tech 1 point defenses. Oh, it's an offensive engineer. Don't know how it got there, or why it's there. But it's gonna build some Tech 1 point defenses. And that is how it's just gonna be. So map control definitely shifting in favor of Bickman. He has troops on most of the map. How many units does he have? 724 units. And his strap armor, but Norsebull's strap armors have completed. He's got 5 of them. And he's planning a brick drop. Is he one with that group? Are they the cool kids over there? Coming in, the Corsairs are doing their thing. Although air superiority fighters have been constructed for T. He's got 5 of them. Hello and welcome back to Worldwide People's Championship U1200. This is Norpsel versus T Picknum, Game 4. The lead is currently 2 to T, 1 to Norp. And they're bringing it to Jai Candian V3 for Game 4. Keeping their respective factions. Let's look at the builds. We got T going as 5 P-Gens into 2nd Air. That's a bit light on the P-gens. And Norp going 2 P-gens to the Hydro. I made a mistake of casting that last game live. That was long, boring, and I'm surprised if you're still here. But anyway, things should be going good from here on out, as this is being recorded after the game happened. 2 Slims from T, looking to get that early scouting intel on this map. It's interesting because on this map you can position your scouts / Selines so that they cover the whole choke point and you can't miss anything. Looks like he'll be moving slightly out of range of the mixes. Norp saying he screwed up. Did he screw up? Oh, he's decided to stay here, get 5 pigeons in second land. Now he's going out to the Hydro. Although the NG's been there for a while, working on that hydrocarbon. T has built a lot more power in the meantime. Actually, no, he hasn't. He's just been reclaiming. I don't know what I'm talking about. T, the idle ACU, do something about that. You want to either have it up here, here, or here. Or at least have it build stuff. First bomber coming out of the air factory. A good thing to do is set your air factory to, when it first finishes building, to immediately pick up and go over there. But Norp coming in with quite a bit of heavy raiding. 3 Mantis coming around the side. We've got a mole leading them. And first bomber comes out. Targets no bomb. Meanwhile, Mantis comes around. Attempts at raiding should be shot down here, but an attempted wall from T will fail. These mass distractors are in danger. T sitting around idle ACU still. Not doing much. Forced flak from Norp has really delayed any more bombers that can come out. There's a single flak here though. He probably wants to bring one back. Killed the P-gen. Interesting. Actually, it wasn't a finished P-gen, but alright. T trying to chase down these Manti, but it'll never work. Manti are faster unless they stop and allow the ACU to catch up with them, which it looks like they will. Celine inside of North States, that'll be getting some pretty good intel. You can see pretty much all that is happening. This bomber has been quite effective, forcing out a bit of more flak. Actually, a lot of flak now up from Norp. Just not where he needs it. A single Mantis trying to run by. The wall off cannot actually be completed because you can't build walls all the way to the edge of a map. Though Norp definitely getting the superior amount of units here. ACU is out of position for T, as it has been for most of the game. And 2 slightly smaller forces fight each other. Looks like T will lose both of them. You never want to engage versus a superior force. They'll just always have the advantage. T still is leading in mass. Let's look at reclaim numbers. Norpsel. He's power stalling like there's no tomorrow. And he's got 500 reclaimed. Also 500 reclaimed. What type of upgrades is he going for? Versus ACU. Yeah, he's going for that Tech 2 upgrade on the ACU. Bit early, but he's pretty much spending his whole eco on it. His rating is quite effective though. Point defense will go down here, as well as these mouse extractors. T's force being forced to go all over the map, and this force actually isn't big enough to deal with this many Manti. Looks like this lane has been cleaned up. We have 5 NGs on power spam. Probably because he's power stalling. This is not something you want to do. You want to... It's counterintuitive, but you want to stop your power spam while you're getting an upgrade. Because these NGs are consuming a lot of power. So it's better to get your upgrade fast and then get your power spam back to normal. Alternatively, you pause your ACU and have them do the power spam first. That's the other way of doing it. Singularity is going to get quite a few kills. T struggling to control this expansion to his left. And now Pikmin's sitting around, about to run into Norpsel. Actually, Norpsel got gun. I always confuse the Cybern gun. Norpsel bringing in superior forces. You should be able to get T in this location. GG is called out. Not yet, he says. But pretty much GG. Well, something's gone wrong. Since he's not targeting... No, he's targeting the ACU now. Also getting hit by arty fire. It would take 3 shots to kill G now. So he'll be finished off by these mantis in the back. And there he goes. Game 4, won by Norpsel. That puts the series at 2-2. And on to Game 5. Welcome to Game 5, Worldwide People's Championship. U1200. It's Game 5. It's down to 2v. We have 2 wins for both players. This game will decide the fate of this week's Worldwide People's Championship, U1200 division. And we have our 2 players, T. Pikmin and Norpsel. And I don't really have much to say, so let's put this on +10 until something actually happens. We see Pikmin opening with 2 Selines. And Norpsel not opening with... Didn't have any NGs reclaiming. That should be fine. Pikmin with a tank raiding group. Trying to get around the side. Will encounter a Mantis. Clean it up. 2 bombers. And now it's time to go to +4. Bombers choosing to attack mass extractors. Point defense to cut off raiding groups and anti-air forced up. Meanwhile, Norpsel coming around the back. He's got 2 Manti. Might want to kill these NGs working on the Hydros. Picking ACUs forward, not doing much. Norpsel opening with a lot more power, although I think that's reclaim. Excuse me. Can't be sure though. In other news, Pikmin opening round bring a force to control this area, and these Mantis are just not doing anything. They can't, can they see them? Pikmin doesn't know they're there. Those Mantis are poised to do damage, but alas, Norpsel's APM isn't high enough to give them orders. That would be neat if I could, like in StarCraft, you have the little thing that shows player APM. I don't know if that would even be remotely possible, but that would be cool. Poor Mass Extractor is about to get raided. Just gets built. Such a short life for a Mass Extractor. Tick to land from Pikmin. Mantis. Stop being lazy. This isn't vacation, this is war. A lot of anti-air being produced. A lot of anti-air. Norpsel going full eco mode. He's walled himself off with point defenses. and is now working on Tech 2 power generators. Apparently this is going to work, because he actually has... No, Pikmin is... The amount of mass each player has is somewhat changing. Let's see if he can pull off the Super Turtle. Not sure he can. It is quite super, though. Come on, rush those Tech 3 Strat Bombers, or whatever you're planning to rush. He's got 4 plans, so I guess Strat Bombers. His eco is actually working pretty good. Surprised. But he'll have to compete with so much mag control. A lot of his eco has to be funneled back into teching. And protecting these point defenses, which are just barely keeping him alive. Pikmin coming around, raiding the back with floating arty. And point defenses will start to fail him. Air defense... Actually, Interceptor's managing to do it. Hold them off at least temporarily. There are some Tech 2 land ready to defend. The second Tech 2 P-Gen is up. Pikmin content with going pretty much all-out spam. Very little teching. So in a normal situation, Norpsel would be dead. Really, really dead. Because Pikmin will get map control, and this pitiful attempt to turtle will be pushed through. It's not necessarily in average Joe players, although it's possible. This force will need to be brought up to defend against this. There are Rhino Hoplite. The Cybern's budget Tech 2 player. Now if he can withstand this invasion, he'll have so much mass fed to him that any attempt to get through it, any attempt to win after this point will... Excuse me. Norpsel just might be able to get up to the Tech 3 upgrade he needs to win. Although, Pikmin pulling ahead in the mass, just so much more map control, he can easily get the mass he needs. He needs to get teams of Engis out and reclaiming, pull them away from this Tech 2 factory. Because the super tech play just isn't gonna work. It's not for long. Pikmin pulling his Tech 2 point defenses, holding the line. And somehow, I'm surprised Norpsel has managed to survive to minute 15. And he has all his... Does he have the last Tech 2 P-Gen up? He does. He's building point defense in his base and going for that Tech 3 land. Actually, Tech 3 air. Can't speak too much casting. He's got the 3 Tech 3 P-Gens, so he can kind of do this. There's a lot of mass here to fuel his eco with. He just needs to get like an NG over here to reclaim. His mechs is back, and things will be good for him. Comes in with the Tech 3 air. Meanwhile, very late interceptor spam from Pikmin. Just hordes of spam being prepared. Pikmin currently sitting at 400 units with 100 tanks and 26 Ultravos. Norpsel sitting at plus the static defenses, 7 Rhinos, and 20 Mandi. Although Pikmin's problem is his units aren't set to stream in, they're just set to go outside the factory and wait. You can have your factories actually assist other factories and then tell that factory to go somewhere. Very useful. 2 Tech 2 point defenses on this choke point, which has been determined to be the most vulnerable, although no mole missile launchers to counter the static point defense. No Tech 2 point defense over here. Well, this would definitely be the weakest area to attack. He's gone Tech 3, he's getting out the Strat Bombers. If this works, I don't even know anymore. That'd be kinda crazy. See how long. It all relies on T being able to break the turtle quickly and efficiently, which I'm not sure he'll be able to do, considering he's not building more missile launchers. Scouting going out, trying to find that ACU. Where is it? Strap arm being sent out. Not sure he should reveal it at this point. Where is his gum? Strap arm goes off. Damage to build capacity, and I guess it gets cleaned up. Once that, where is this ACU though? Oh, all over here, way in the corner of the map. Building Tech 2 power. He'll need some ASFs if he wants to clean this up. Oh, he'll just continue to build strap bombers. And there aren't too many static defenses in this area, and it looks like T will be able to overrun him. There is lots of Tech 2 defensives if they want to get close to the base, but they'll be able to do at least a substantial bit of eco damage before they get close. We're getting closer. There are no shields here to defend, but there is a single strat bomber which might be used. Tech 2 mexes. Norsel's eco is about half damage at this point. There's not much of it left, but huge gifts of mass. When deciding maybe he should attack on other fronts, but decides against it. And Norsel yet again manages to clean up. He's got hordes of NGs ready to go on reclaiming sprees. His eco's doing just fine. Forcing out strap bombers. Tech 1 flame's not doing too much. Looks like they just might be able to run by directly through the front door into his base. Did he see the ACU? No, he didn't. He's trying to find it. He desperately needs to know where it is. There's Tech 3 factories and mobile missile launchers and all sorts of crazy stuff all over the place. And now the units are rushing through the door. Also calls the GG. Super Turtle play didn't work. At least not yet. You control K? No. Because he has a chance at defeating this, considering his opponent is rushing all his units into the Tech 2 defense, but it looks like he will be successful. All the Tech 2 gens are dead, so there's no real chance of him recovering even if he does get this, and TML comes in, misses, and this should be the end for Norpsel. So, victory to T. Pikmin, congratulations. Thanks. And thanks to you for watching, sticking with us through, well, it must be like an hour and a half-ish, of Worldwide People's Championship U1200. I've been your host, Swkoll, and good night.